164. We'll just make sure we're running live here, and we'll play the intro. Righto, here we go. Righto, how we going, guys? Mark McIntosh, Michael Toff, first in the house. How we going, guys? We've got some cool prizes tonight. Back into the normal swing of things. Sitting on the beach rather than the Palmerville. Well, not really sitting on the beach. I got a picture up of the beach anyway. Beautiful Stratty. Well, it looks like we're live on the YouTube, live on the Facebook. Gotta love that. Lots of people here. Dale, Joe, Smokey, prospecting in the house. Good to see. Lots and lots of people here. Monday Night Live. Feels like ages since I've had a go at one of these. A proper one where I can get all the comments up. I can do all the flash stuff. So it's good. Back in Brizzy. Been back in Brizzy just over a week. So very, very exciting. We've got divining rods. Right, we're going to talk about divining. We're going to talk about, what else we're going to talk about? Discrimination, high value target areas. We're going to talk about this other machine I've got here. I've got some shirts to give away. They're AT Max shirts. I've got some favourite finds books, right? Now, these aren't, what are they? 20 bucks. I wouldn't pay $20 on them, but we're going to give a stack of them away free. They got all cool finds in them, lots of information about how they were found, all that sort of jazz. So we're going to give them away. What else we got? We got some stubby coolers, some Gold Rat, one of our favourite suppliers, of course, Gold Rat. Got some Gold Rat stubby coolers there. So we're going to have a big night tonight. Lots of prizes. I've got a whole prize box over there that's been accumulating over the year, and in the next few weeks before Christmas, I'm going to empty that bad boy out. So yes. So now this is a night as well where there'll be lots of questions being answered. So if you've got questions, feel free to throw them out there, and I'll say you. Greg Nielsen here, Jinko on the YouTube, Gary Lord, Whitney White. Yes, favourite finds book. They're good books, actually. I had a flick through one today because I thought they were a bit silly, but they're interesting reads, sort of thing. So, but yes, always wanted to try divining rods out. So we're going to get into that. So how is everyone? It feels like it's been ages. What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life, happiness. That's all it is. Happiness. Nothing else matters. Money, nothing. Just about happiness. Having a ball. That's what it is. So, there you go. Mark, I've answered the meaning of life for you. There you go. It's got to be happy, dude. Yeah. GPS 6000 training. Yes. Well, I don't know whether anyone's noticed it, but there's been a bit of moisture around. Particularly at the lease. It's been very, 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 very damp. Very damp, so it hasn't been suitable. So I think I'm going to run out in the next few days to have a look and see what's going on. Trina's here. G'day, Tom Mundy. Musician Les, moist. It has been moist. So there's one section, for those people that have been out to the lease, you come off the main track onto the lease access track proper, and it goes in on an angle, and then it does a sharp turn around to go into the lease. That gets particularly boggy there, sort of thing. So, yes. So that's why we've had to cancel one training session. I'm going to go out in the next few days, under a week, and just go and see what's going on with it. See how we're situated with it. And I have a little bit of work to do to make it suitable. We've got to fix the toilet up, to be honest with you. That's what's got to happen there. So Yes, so that's what's happening with the training. It's been just too wet. There's flooding everywhere. Everyone's wet. Just think 2 years ago we were talking about bushfires. So you got to love this country. Got to love this country. It's extremes at its best. I've just lost my chat. There it is. Right. Any news on Mount Morgan GPA? I believe it's progressing. I also believe there is... I actually have this gentleman on a list to ring. Actually, I meant to ring him last week, but there is a decided move to open up a lot of ground in Mount Morgan as a pay to prospect. We're not involved in it, but certainly with my experience at Palmerville, old mates rung me and said, "How do we do this?" So there might be a pay to prospect coming Mount Morgan as well, which will be fantastic, sort of thing. I'm just going to send something's just popped into my mind. That was something really cool that I wanted to show you, and I've forgotten about it. So I'm going to send it. And so I can put it up on the big screen. I'm going to send it to myself, and then I can grab it off the Facebook Messenger. So yeah, really, really cool. There's lots of these things happening. All this stuff, the problem with the fossicking areas, it can take a huge amount of time to actually get these things open and sorted. Let me just rename that something else there, otherwise I'll never find it. It takes a long time to get these things open. So the easiest way is to get these pay to prospect things open and get some of this premium ground open. That's the trick. Sure, we need fossicking areas as well, but the trick is to get these pay to prospects open as well, because there will never ever be there'll never be enough fossicking areas. So that's just how it will be. So let me just get this one. I'm loading this little video as we speak. I caught this on while we're talking about Palmer there. I thought, I'll get this sorted, sort of thing. You think I'd be able to find it now? I've put it exactly where I know where it is. So yes. So there'll be more news coming out on that. I will guarantee there'll be more news coming out on that in the next I would think before the real season starts next year, as well as the fossicking area. So that'll be good. So I haven't loaded it as the right thing here, but I will get to that. I want to put that as a media source. That's what I want. Media source. Here we go. So here we go. Open. Okay. That didn't work. Anyway, we will try and work that out. Smart man would have had this set up beforehand, but I forgot about it, to be honest with you. Anyway, that's how it goes. Righto, where's these comments? I'll get these comments up here again. Here we go. So, right. So Richard's in the house, Rodney's in the house, Nevin's in the house, Mark Lordway. We've got a big thing to sort out with Glendon's for next year. Queensland Metal Detecting Championships. Also, the Queensland Gold Panning Championships are going to be held. I've got to talk to the guy about the Queensland Gold Panning Championships. It will be, that will be really, really good fun. I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be around Easter time. I'd have to go back and look at the dates. There's the the Facebook page on it. It's all there. So, right. Todd's here. G'day, Todd. Did you end up coming in today, mate? I was feeling a bit crook this morning. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Mark Ritz says, well, I'm going to join you for a live feed, mate. You're welcome anytime. My beautiful wife's here. Hello, beautiful. Hope those kids are half asleep at least. And if you're not, Finn, go to bed. Time to close your eyes. There we go. Maybe, yes. Steve McGuinness. Right, let's tell the glasses story, right? The glasses, I had 2 pairs of glasses. They went to Palmerville, right? They came back, but they were that scratched, the dust just gets in everything. And, yeah, so I couldn't actually see through them. So I went to the eye doctor the other day, got a new lenses put in them, just waiting for them to come back. I would imagine by next Monday Night Live, I will be sporting something where I can actually see the screen from like 2 feet in front of me. Let's hope. So, yes. Now, I've got a new mouse. It's very flash. It's got colours on it. Probably means the battery's going to go flat quicker. But the old mouse went to the... Yeah. So, yeah. Bob's here. Go, Bobby. Yes, DP Motors. Border Bubble is opening. Yes, that was big news today. 13th, I think, the Border Bubble. You got to have both your shots. I don't know whether anyone's had both their shots, but yeah. So Border Bubble's opening again. That'll be great for people to get across the borders, mate. I might even go and have lunch at Byron Bay with the net there one day. So yeah. You know, that'd be nice to be able to do that sort of thing. So yeah, that will be fantastic. The Wu-Tang flu, we got to get over this sort of thing. So we're going to start giving stuff away. Right, Fines book, favourite finds, Vaughan's favourite finds. This is Garrett one, but if you're into detective, doesn't matter, right? So there's even like, you know, have a look at some of the gold stuff in there. That's flash. Try and get the reflection off it. You know, there's no nuggets in it, I don't think. There is one there. There's only that one there. So, our old Hand of Faith, found by Garrett ADS Deep Seeker. 19, when was that found? Doesn't have a date on it. I'd have to look that up. 875 ounces, 61 pounds, so it's about 30 odd kilos. Yes. So there is a gold nugget in there. I lied. There's one gold nugget in there. So, yeah. But yes, so happy days. Matty Hans here, Greg, Kathy. Righto, let's talk about... Oh, we've got to give this away. I got all distracted with gold nuggets. Not like me at all, really. So we're just going to do random picks. I'm going to scroll, and Cole Brigitte. I think it's Cole Brigitte. Cole, contact me, mate. I'll get you one of them out. Send me a messenger on the messenger, and we can go from there. Lynn Dutch, we is sewing tonight. I've got to again thank Lynn. Lynn sent Finn and Neve 2 little outfits last year, and they wore them again this year, Lynn. They love them. They look like a pair of twins. I think Annette's got photos, but yeah, they looked, yeah, they're matching pair, and they both love it. So it's funny. So right, so let's talk about divining rods. Now, divining rods. These are the divining rods we sell. Right, we actually, to buy them, I should turn my phone off, but to buy them, right, from a like to buy them from China or from a supplier, right? They actually cost a fortune. We used to do those we used to do those ones where they fold out into a pocket, like they're like a pen thing, and then they fold out and fold over. I don't even have any anymore. They used to break a lot, and I didn't have a lot of faith in them. So I got talking to a very, very experienced diviner, and he put me onto these. So we actually just bend these up in the shop here. Divining rods. They're silicon, bronze, and brass, depending on what you like. I have used them a lot. These are really welding rods, right? So these are fantastic. I'm getting better at them. I'm no expert on them, sort of thing. We got a guy to write a little bit of the guy that's an expert write a full instruction sheet on one page of how to prospect or find things with divining rods. We also have this little book, which I don't know where it came from or what the story is with it. Divining for Gemstones. It's very, very cool. It talks about a whole stack of. It talks about pyramid power, and it talks about a whole lot of stuff that I haven't really got into yet. And some of it, to be completely completely honest, the first half of the book is very good information, and it's the half that I'm looking for, that I've spent time on. When we start talking about pyramid power, and there's no doubt that the pyramids do execute a hidden force, and this hidden power can be used, that loses me a little bit, right? So yeah, but if you get the first half of the book, running, maybe the second half will go all right with you. So there's that book there for you. It will get with the divining rods. Okay, but there is a one-page, if you like, tips from a pro page there with the divining rods. So I'm going to give them away. But divining rods, I have seen divining rods work on the lease beyond a shadow of a doubt. Right? Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now, the divining rods, okay, I don't think that a divining rod, and the expert I talked to didn't think you could divine a nugget, right? And I've never seen anyone really do that. What I have seen it do, and I am convinced of it, is changes in the ground. So, for instance, we did a test there at the lease, right? In an area where I thought, so I knew there was a run of gold running through an area, okay? But I lost it, right? Didn't know where the gold went to, couldn't find it. I'd sort of looked for trenches around. I put trenches down around it, couldn't find this run of gold. Very rich run of gold, okay? Now, I didn't tell him anything about this. I just said, mate, this is as much help you're getting. I'm out, right? And so he wandered around and he marked a spot there, and he said there is something there, a change in, there's a change in the ground there. Anyway, we went down probably 3 meters, nothing, right? Then, right, I was about to give it up, and he said, no, there's something there. Went down about another that far, and here's a quartz reef running through it. Okay, so he says that he can detect changes in ground. I believe he's right. Okay, so yes, so miniature fault lines, all that sort of thing. Someone's talking about fault lines there. Terry Marshall talking about picking up fault lines and areas, heavily mineralized areas. I believe that's what they can do. Okay, that's what they can do. If you're not lucky enough to win them, they're $30, right? It's basically buy a stack of rods and bend them up. That's what it is. So, yes. I certainly am very, very good at, and I've done it before. I did it somewhere. Oh, at the World Championships, Metal Detecting World Championships, I am very good at three pans, one with salt water, one with fresh water, one with a bit of gold. I can pick them out 95% of the time, right? Not knowing what they're. So, yes. So I can pick them out pretty well. I've started to do a bit of investigation with these out to the lease. So, yes. Right, so they're divining rods. Okay, so we've got a set of them to give away. We might give them away as a major prize. Now, let's give away a shirt. Now, this gets complicated because I've got small, medium. I think I've got bigger sizes out there as well. But that gets complicated. I don't know how I'm going to give rid of those shirts. So, Doug Williams, I instantly picked it out. Doug, you get back to me with your shirt size and I will get you a shirt. I don't know what size you are, but you need to send me a message on the Facebook and we'll get you that shirt out with your address if you wouldn't mind. Right. No, we are not doing the numbers game, Cat. Not going to happen. I get in trouble. Someone's always cranky at me every single time I do it. Okay? Different rods for different targets. My understanding, the guy I had come out to the lease had about 6 different types of rods in a little rod holder that he carried around. My understanding there are, right, from what I can sort of work out, is that silicon bronze and copper, right, tend to be the better rods for what we're doing, prospecting for gold or heavily mineralized areas. However, not that guy, but another diviner, because I've been interested in this in a while. Another diviner said to me, he said, you're better off picking the rod material based on what works best for you, right? So I use silicon bronze ones, but what my suggestion would be is to actually come into the shop, have a crack at them, see if they listen to you, see what responds to you. I don't know that what's behind that, right? But yes, that's how I think about them, right? So I'm a big one not to change settings, right? So I want to get good at one set of rods before I even think about changing the settings and going to galvanized or something like that. So one set of rods, that's me. So, right. Daryl, don't need to buy a $10,000 director, just $3 rods. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know whether you pick up a nugget with it though. Oh, Debbie's just wrote a book on divining. Awesome. Can you use them to find the blockage on the toilet? You can, Todd. Jay bought a Mind Lab for you 1.5 years ago, still in the framing sessions. Yes, mate, ring us, we'll organise it. Just give us a buzz, we'll sort it out for you, mate. It's been a long time. So, yes. Yes. I would probably, if you can't come into the shop, these silicon bronze ones seem to be what most people like, for a couple of reasons. The brass ones are very soft; they bend, right? And they tend to be much more sensitive. These are a bit slower moving, so a lot easier to use, I find. So my suggestion, if you're looking for a set, just order the divining rods and then just put a note in saying you want the silicon bronze ones, because I reckon they're the best of them. So yeah, absolutely. Do the rods go in opposite directions for you? They can do. So how I work divining rods, right, is really, really simple. I talk to them, right? I walk around the bush and I actually talk to them, right? Now, I'm thinking about, like, okay, where's the gold, right? And it will it will point in a direction, okay? Now, you can actually hear it pulling, you can actually feel it pulling that way, right? Now, I don't know whether that's a coincidence or not, but it's pointing to the safe, right? But, and there's not much gold in there, but there's some gold in there, right? But I can actually talk to the rods and say close, 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 and close, and then I'll go without moving them, open, rods open, rods open, rods open, rods open. So that's what I'm walking around in the bush looking like a lunatic talking to two pieces of metal. That's what I'm doing, okay? So divining rods, I believe, work. I have faith in them, and it's a mindset thing, right? I believe they work. So divining rods, we'll get that out and about shortly. Right, so I find 2 6 of 5% silver. Where was that? That disappeared. 5% silver. Where was that? Disappeared, that. Yeah, I don't know where that went. Someone said 5% silver worked well for them. I don't know where that was. Anyway, I don't know. There was a lot more to that message, so yeah. Wado at the lease. Yeah, Wado has a good crack at him. Adam's here. G'day, Adam. How you going? Trisha is here as well. Yes. So, Richard Bevan, divining rods. Will they find me a girlfriend? Well, you never know. You never know. You never know. So, yes. Ian, any feedback on Nocta Macro? Look, I've never used one, so I haven't given any thought to it. I'm very much I'm very much a why person. Like, it's a question of what you're trying to achieve. I know that there is very good machines out there, proven machines. Nocta is a very, very good brand. There is no doubt about that. I've just had no experience with them. So I don't comment on anything. I haven't had too much experience with them, sort of thing. So, yeah. So, yeah. Giant news too with a new machine coming out. Deus 2. Deus 2. Well, Deus 2. Look, again, I haven't used one, right? No idea. Cleggy hasn't even used one. He's the Deus dude, right? So, and dude being the operative word, right? No, I love Cleggy. So, what I can say a few things about XP, right? XP don't make shit. They do not make rubbish, right? They are, technology-wise, as good as anything, right? As good as anything. So I've used the Deus. I like the Deus. So the Deus 2 is multi-frequency, so it's got to be better. It's waterproof to 20 meters. Fantastic, right? And to be completely honest with you, right, if you're looking for a high-end relic beach machine, right, and I'm going to run it in the goldfields, don't worry about this. I'm also going to run this thing in the goldfields. I've spent a little bit of time with it just in the backyard at home, but geez, I think it'll be a hard machine to beat. 3030 sort of been a bit of a CTX 3030. I don't know when it's a great machine, phenomenal machine. But these Deus things are under a kilo and just ridiculous. Well, I don't know how much the Deus 2 weighs. I haven't looked at that, but it can't be a lot. trying to use the wrong mouse. I've got a new mouse, but trying to use the wrong one. XP Deus 2 specs. Let's see. Deus 2. What? That can't be. Oh, that's just for the coil. God. I'm going to say. That was. I was like, what? That was crazy. It was 300 grams. I was like, nah, that's not right. It's pretty cool looking. It's a pretty cool looking control box too. I like that control box. So, why can't I see a weight on it? Are they hiding it? 750 grams. Yeah, bloody crazy, isn't it? Like, just absolutely crazy. So 750 grams, right? Now, the 3030 is not 750 grams, and I think it will outperform that. It's got to outperform that. So, yeah. So, yeah, I've rung Cleggy and I've said, yep, get them to me. But obviously he can't get them to me. And to be completely honest with you, I've just about burnt myself out of gold detecting for the moment. So I'm going to smash the beach, right? I need to get on the beach and just do some beach stuff, and I want to do some diving stuff and what have you. This bad boy here, let me take this off the screen. No, like those little bits of plastic. This thing here, right? I've had a big play with this thing. This is the 24K, the half Garrett, half Whites thing. It appears like a very good machine. One thing I'll say about this thing, it appears super stable. So, like, for a gold machine, to turn it on in the shop here with 10,000 lights and computers on, it ran much more stable than most of the other gold machines at home. So, this seems like, it reminds me of the Gold Bug 2. That's what this reminds me of, right? Which I rate as one of the best gold VLF machines on the market. So, yeah. So this reminds me of the Gold Bug 2, to be honest with you. The sounds good. Yeah. Good machine. So, yeah. Yeah, like I'm not knocking Nocta Macro. I just don't know anything about them, and I don't like commenting on stuff like that. I don't know. You put me on a Garrett machine or a Minelab or a whatever Fisher. Yeah, I like them. So yeah. Right. So yeah. Rob Jackson here, Greg PC Handyman, all wireless too. Yeah, I like the Deus. The Deus will be great. Deus 2. I'm actually going to, oh, sorry, Cameron. This is the Garrett Gold Master 24K, right? So this used to be the old Whites machine. It's still got Whites labels on it, right? But Garrett have taken the Whites technology, because Garrett bought Whites when Whites went under, right? They've taken the Whites technology and improved it. Okay, so this is actually a new machine. Well, it's an upgraded machine to the Whites machine, but it's a very, very good machine. There's stuff I hate about this machine. Like, I hate stuff about this machine. There's no doubt about that. It takes, look, let me show you something absolutely ridiculous. What year are we in? What year is it? Someone tell me what year it is, right? Look, you got to do this funny little bloody thing. Look at this, right? What year is this, right? What year is it? Look, there's your battery pack, right? Okay. Hang on, I don't want to drop it and break it. I'm just concerned what year it is. Look. 2021. Thanks, Bob. Look. It's not 2055. I'm using AA batteries in 8 of the bloody things, right? So, There's stuff I don't like about it. There's no doubt about that. But it seems like a very, very stable machine in the goldfields. Because I've got a little patch of very mineralised ground at home, so I can test a lot of these. Like, look at that. Like, come on. 2021. But 1955. Yes. Well, that's it. 1955. But, right? So on my little patch of heavily mineralised gravel I've got at home, it runs much smoother than anything else I've got there. So it runs like the Gold Bug 2, right? So, yes. So, yeah, there's stuff I don't like about it, but it runs silky smooth. So, yes. Not like... So, Garrett's last machine was this one. Rechargeable, right? I only bought it out because I want to show you the discrimination thing. But, you know, lightweight, you know. And then we're at 8 AA batteries. I just don't. Anyway, they're easy to get anyway. So replacement batteries are, you know, every survey's got them. So you can't beat that. Anyway, that's how it is. But I like it. I think it's silly. I think it's silly that I like it, but I do like it. So what I want to do, right? I have to make an apology to everyone, right? As I give away another Fines book here to Brett Phillips. Brett Phillips, contact me, mate. I'll post this out to you. The last machine, I've got one out the back there that used, oh no, it used 9 volts. So it could be worse. 1955 are in 9 volts, but it's AA, so that's all right. So I have to apologise, right? Because I feel like I've let you all down. I started off last year saying, well, next year I'm going to do all tips and I'm going to really help you guys. My whole focus was going to be to help you guys be better detectorists, find more stuff, all that sort of jazz. And I feel like I've really let you down. The Palmerville thing came up. I was overwhelmed with a lot of that going on for a long time. So the focus of this channel is not about selling stuff, right? Although we don't mind selling stuff. I'm not, you know, I don't want to turn you off from buying things. But my focus is really about helping you guys out. It's got to be that. I've really lost my way this year, and yeah, we're going to make it up to you. We're going to do some cool tips and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so we'll get better at it. So I just get distracted by shiny things. So yeah. Right, so let's talk about something here. Let's talk about, on that vein, let's talk about discrimination, right? We're in the summer months. It will even help you with the gold prospecting, right? So let me just, I just want to bring up what that means, right? So on your machines, right, you got the non-ferrous all the way through, and normally it'll have silver or what have you. So people expect the gold, and this one doesn't have gold, to sit in the middle here somewhere, right? To sit, you know, probably near the ring on this picture here, right? Now, I suppose the first thing's got to be is to describe how discrimination works, okay? Now, discrimination, they think it senses what the metal is and puts it on that scale or a scale, okay? That's the completely wrong way. It doesn't work like that. it is a conductivity measure. Okay? So what that means is, right, something that has a low conductivity, like you think non-ferrous, right? So iron, that sort of thing, okay? Sorry, ferrous, I should say. If you had something, a giant solid piece of steel, something like the size of stubby cooler, under the ground, it would give you a high conductivity, a high number, because it's a high, there's a lot of conductivity in that. Whereas if you've got a little tiny gold nugget, right, even though if you got the pieces of metal the same size, the gold would be far higher conductivity, right? But because there's so much more of the steel will give a higher number, the gold will give you a lower number. Okay? Now, practically, let's talk about that. If you are using discrimination in the gold fields, right? If you're using really any sort of discrimination in the gold fields, you're missing gold. Okay? Now, why do you say that? Why do I say that? Okay? So, if you're running around with a VLF detector, here's one. Doesn't matter what brand it is. Any VLF detector gives you a target ID. Okay? A very small piece of gold, which is you're more likely to find, has very low conductivity because there's not much metal in it. Okay? So, if you've got any discrimination, if you've got your discrimination just set off the bottom, you'll be missing those targets. Okay? The normal thing I see on a machine that has a target ID number, right? So, for instance, if I was to talk about, I walked over a lot of nuggets with the AT Max before I worked this out. It would start out with a 2 or a 4, right, out of 100, and it would build as I got closer to the target until you got into the 40s, where gold normally sits in that non-ferrous section there, right? So you have to be very, very careful using discrimination, right? Aussie Alchemist, I found a piece ringing up in the 10s on the max. Exactly. Small piece, right, at depth. That's what'll happen, okay? So you've just got to watch discrimination, okay? So when you see that way, when you see there and you say, oh, well, rings will be above pull tabs, well, that's a general guide, okay? Sometimes the rings can ring up the same as the pull tabs, right? So it can be very, very tricky. So don't rely on the numbers strictly. The person that finds the most targets, gets the coolest stuff, right, digs the most targets. So one of the ways that I do that in a park is I will dig every target for the first half an hour, okay? And if I'm getting a lot of pull tabs and they're coming up in, let's say, the 35s, right? Garrett, whatever machine, whatever number you have, right? And you're getting stacks of 35s, right? And you don't want to dig those 35s, right? I like to dig the outliers, the odd numbers, okay? Cleggy talks about this a lot as well. Dig the outliers, the odd ones, okay? So if you're in the park with the Knox and you're digging lots of 20s, lots of 23s, lots of 24s, lots of 25s, right? All of a sudden you get a 28, dig that bad boy. Or you get a 19, dig that, right? It's those outliers that can quite often be a good target, even if it's a low number. Right. Yes, so rings can be all over the place, right? Because they're made up of different things. You can get a set target ID on a coin because they're exactly the same shape, metal composition, everything's exactly the same, right? So use this target ID thing on your machine. Understand that it's conductivity, not metal type. So conductivity, just be thinking about that. So Ron D. Sam, yeah, Thrips come up the same number as a pull tab with AT Pro. I wouldn't know. I've never dug a Thrip. So, yeah. So, PC department says you shouldn't discriminate. I believe that. A lot of the times I won't turn the... So what you're doing when you're discriminating, right? So if we take another step back, what you're doing when you're discriminating is you're giving the machine the power to make those decisions, okay? So if you run it without discrimination, it will show you every target. You don't have to dig them all, right? But it will show you every target. It'll tell you a target ID, 4444. No, not interested in that, right? So quite often, all it's doing when you discriminate is actually making the machine easier to use, less noisy. So, yeah. So, yeah. Right. You can notch out things with the Deus. Yes, Greg, you can notch out things with the Deus. You can notch out things with most machines. So, and notching out means, let me turn it on here. See these? You can't. Oh, you might be able to. Let me just turn it, get it on the right mode here. Not that one. Here, mode. Let's get on zero mode. So, zero mode, right? And this is the same on any machine, doesn't matter what color it is. Okay, see those notches at the top of that machine, right? That's what they call notch discrimination. Okay, so if I can do it back to front here, and you can scroll along, and you can, I think it's that button. No, it's no. There it is. There. You can go along, and you can notch them out. Now, what that means, I don't know whether you can see that there. I'll notch out a big section. So if you're getting lots of things you don't want in that section there, you can just take all those things out and it won't hear it. Okay? But you'll still get this end and this end. Right? So, yes. So, they're the two, that's notch discrimination. Right? The most horrible description of notch discrimination you'll ever see on the internet. So, but hopefully you understand that that's how notch discrimination works. A lot of machines notch out. You can notch them out, sort of thing. So, right. Tone, yeah, like Sam talks about, tone's a better indication. Yes, it can be. Now, tone can be very, very good. On some of these machines, there are 1 or 2 or 5 tone machine. One thing I like about the Deus is that it's got a stack of different tones. So as you use it, it's got 100, I think. It might be 50, I can't remember. But it's got a lot of tones. So as you use it, you get used to the tones and you go, oh, that's a bit different. Even though that number's saying that, that's a bit different. I'll have a look at that. So, right. Okay, Michael. Does gold scream like junk if it's small with the 2300? As gold is less conductive. Well, gold's funny, right? Now we're going to talk about shape, okay? And of course, I wish I had a gold nugget here. Do I? What's this? I don't know whether it's a gold nugget. 100 tones. There you go. Todd's on it. There, 100 tones on the Deus, right? I don't know. Right? So, if you've got a square, flat shape, right? The signal will respond off that very, very well. It bounces off it very, very well. If you've got an odd shape, right, the signal won't respond to that as well. It can wrap around it. That's why gold chain or any sort of chain is very hard to hear, and most gold chains get left on the beach unless you're digging, because people are using discrimination. Because what happens is it goes into the signal sort of gets confused in the link of the chain and gets confused, and it gives you a lower conductivity, right? So it depends on the shape. Gold nuggets, right, are all different shapes. So how a machine reflects that signal, for want of a better description, will vary depending on every gold nugget. Whereas if you've got a coin that's all exactly the same shape, right, sure, it might sit on the edge. I wish I had a coin. I don't even have a coin here. Sure. Like, it might sit on its edge, right, but it's still the same shape, the same metal composition, so you can get a good target ID on that. So in answer to the question about the SDC, right, does it scream like junk? It can, right? People that say that they don't dig certain sounds on a PI machine are mad, okay? I actually saw an 88 grammer come out of a cleared patch because someone thought it was horseshit. Assume someone thought it was horseshit. It was decent sized gold nugget, right? So don't think you can just, oh no, that's a bit of rubbish. Okay? So, yeah. Right. You know you've got a bit of gold when you go digging around a desk for a random piece, huh? Cameron. But did I find a bit? No, I didn't. So I didn't find a bit. That's not gold, that's dirt. See, I didn't have a bit. So I mustn't have that much gold. What do we got here? Quartz crystals. Oh, that's cool. I don't know whether I've showed you that before. That's cool. That is a token that someone gave to me. Someone dropped off to me. That's a cool token. But no, see, no piece of gold, Cameron. I don't have stacks of gold. They're just normal coins. But I do have a lot of rubbish on my desk, so yeah. Yes. Right, so I better give away more. I've been told to give these books away. So more Fines books, Garrett Fines books, really cool reading. Give them away for free. I will just pick Brett Whitehead. Brett Whitehead, contact me, mate. Send me a message on Facebook and I'll send you one of those books out for you. Stuart Reeve, you can have one too. I've got a few here. Stuart Reeve, congratulations, you got one too. Ray White, you've got one too. Contact me. Right, so so just contact me with those guys after the show. I've got a few left there. We'll give out. So it's a good book. That's got lots of finds in it. So John O'Brien, I'm running out here. John O'Brien, send me a message, mate. We'll get one out. I haven't even. Yeah. What was that? Thought I had a big nugget in my hand once. It was a 25 gram musket ball. Yeah, Sam. Now I've actually had lead in my hand first coming out of the ground. I thought, oh, that's it. Is that a bit? Because I can get that yellowy look on it. So, any sovs in the book? I don't know. I haven't got time to go through the whole book, but there's a stack of gold coins in here. There's a sov in the book. St. George and the Dragon book. I don't know whether it's English or Australian or what it is, but yes. So, Mark, you can have a book, mate. Right, good. I'm just about out of books. So, yes. Righto. So, that's that. We've done the divining thing. Right. So, that's really, we'll go away from that screen. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's almost quitting time. Jeez, I've got a bit to cover yet. always the way where I get wound up. So, like this, I'm glad I'm back in the shop and I can do these. I can do these. I can do these shows how I like doing them. So I think, Steve, what's your biggest find? Back in 1992, I got 2.2 ouncer, right, and sold it straight away. And I think I sold it, and I drank it on Saturday night with me mates. That was it. 2.2, 2.4, 2.2. I can't remember. Just over 2 ounces. That's the biggest bit. Here in the Warwick Goldfields, I spend most of my life in the Warwick Goldfields. Tends to be smaller nuggets, right? Okay. Now I have spent a lot of time this year up at the Palmer, and reckon I've done less than 20 hours detecting. So, but yes. So, yeah. Johnny Hobo, the world's greatest small furnaces. Johnny Hobo makes them. So, yes. Righto. Righto. So, let's just talk about one more subject. One more tip, okay? To leave you with this week. There'll be more tips next week and through the week, right? And that is on a little bit of research, okay? So, you're chasing coins, right? You're chasing new drop coins. You're chasing, you chase after, you're chasing after new drop coins, recent drop jewelry, that sort of thing. You're chasing historical stuff. Okay. One of the best pieces of advice I can that I can give you is actually to look at the area while it's being used. Okay. Now, let me just pull up a picture here just to give you an idea. Right. So that's a pretty crap picture, but here, this picture, this will do us, right? This will give you an idea. I'll get the crap picture out later, right? So let me just flick across here, okay? So this is an event that happens on the Gold Coast, okay? Now, if you're looking for recent drops or you do a bit of beach detecting, you want to really keep a good idea on what events are happening on the beach, okay? So you don't want to be, if this event's happened the weekend before, you want to go down and have a squiz and see, where are they using it, okay? You don't want to waste all of your time at the far end of the beach where the event wasn't happening, right? Or, let me get this rubbishy picture out here. Well, it's not a rubbishy picture, it was hard to find one to describe what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, here you go, beach volleyball, right? Obviously, you're not going to find bugger all on the court, okay? You want to be up here, right, where people are sitting, where people are using the beach, right? When you think about markets, when you think about fairs, baits, all that sort of thing, the football, like this is a very similar thing to a football, okay? You want to be where the spectators are, right? Soccer, right? Round the goalpost is somewhere pretty good. So you've got to look at how the area is being used. Now, that's all well and good, right? All well and good, right? Now, you're chasing historical stuff, right? You're chasing thrips, right? You're chasing silvers, big deep silvers, right? You got your machine set in a low frequency. You're about to go and hit an area. You want to chase these big old silvers around, right? Now, you want to be looking at, is there old photos of is that swimming area? Where do people go swimming in Brisbane, right? Old photos. Where are those old walking tracks down the edges of the rivers? Okay, there's a lot of those old walking tracks around, okay, down the edges of the river. Where did people picnic? Back in 1920, right? And a lot of that information, if you get onto Trove and those sort of places, you can find out a lot of that information A lot of times there's old pictures of the races and the racetrack. Okay, obviously if you're doing an old racetrack, you don't want to be, you want to be on grandstand side. You don't want to be on the far side. So, Cameron makes a very valid point. There's not too many pockets on a nudist beach. Okay, probably the wrong beach to detect on. Stuff doesn't fall out of your pockets if you haven't got pockets. Under big tradie trees, there we go. Sharon's on it. Pepper trees. There you go. Wynnum beachfront somewhere had a dump on it. Fantastic information. Look at the information. So, just be conscious. Don't just go down the beach and get into it. Or don't, let's try and take a big area. Like if you were doing a sports field, okay, let's take that big sports field and go, right, where are the targets going to be? Where can I improve my chances? I've got 2 hours to go detecting, right? Where can I narrow down my edges? Where can I narrow down, concentrate my search area into the highly productive areas? That's what we're looking for. So, yes. Yes, so now, somewhere here, I don't know where they are. Hang on a tick. I've got to pay for them. I've forgotten to pay for them. I've got to pay Kaz. Got that. I've got to write that down. Right. These are pretty cool. Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. I don't know whether there's any available. You can still get them or they're limited run. Gold Coast Treasure Hunter shirts. I actually think this is one of the better ones going around. Look at that. Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. Fantastic group. Kaz does amazing things. Let me get it on the big screen. It deserves a big screen. Kaz does a fantastic job down the Gold Coast there. Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. Got Glendon's on it. Got us on it. Treasure Tech. Got a few people on it. Treasures and Adventures. I don't know who they are. Pretty cool. Eureka flag. Gotta love the Eureka flag. Happy days. So Kaz did it. That's obviously my one. Here's a Nets one. Cool beans. So, good group. If you aren't friends with Gold Coast Treasure Hunters on the Facebook, get on it. So, yeah. So, get on it to Gold Coast Treasure Hunters because they are a cool group. So, yes. Righto, guys. I've got the divining rod to give away. Always interesting. What price are the shirts? I've got no idea. Go to Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. Put the message up about the shirts. They are very cool shirts. Some of these shirts, right, get a bit much. They're a bit gaudy or something or other, right? They're just too much. This is a nice shirt. Like, you could wear that shirt. Like, some of them have got pictures and you can't work out what's going on and all that sort of thing. These are just a nice shirt, There's still a bit going on, but they're not that Larry, So, anyway. Yes. Right. Divining rods. We're going to just scroll, and where my eye stops is going to be, we're not going to run the order picker, the thing picker tonight. We're not going to do that at all. So, divining rods go to D. Reynolds. D. Reynolds, congratulations. Contact me and send me your details, and I'll send you a set of divining rods out. I've got 2 more books left to go. Gary Lord, congratulations. Send me your details. Tom Mundy, won the last one, mate. Tom Mundy, congratulations. Send me your details and I will get those books out to you. Happy days. Righto, guys. I'm only 10 minutes over time. So thank you very, very much. We're going to have another Monday Night Live full of tips. We're going to talk about other things on how to use your machine, how to find more stuff, right? Get over to Gold Coast Treasure Hunters. They are a great group if you want a shirt. I don't know whether they're still doing them. Don't know. I'll probably stitch people up by saying go over there. Stubby holders. Yes, stubby holders. I forgot the stubby holders. I've got 2, right? Roger James, congratulations for reminding me you want a stubby holder. Contact me. Damien Veege. I don't know how to say your last name, Damien. Contact me. You want a stubby cooler too, mate. I know who you are, but I don't know how to say your last name, Damien. Righto. That's it. Next week, we'll be doing more amazing stuff. Probably with more muck-ups and interesting things where people take the mickey out of me. But thanks for joining me. And come and join me next week. We'll have a bit more fun on this Monday Night Live.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.